Welcome folks, I'm Jaby, Koay, joined by Achara, KIRK.
Hi there.
We're going to look at Cyberpunk 2077. I don't know anything about this game or its development. I tried reading up on it on Wikipedia and I couldn't find much information. It was mostly cryptic. I'm imagining this is a situation much like Rime or The Last Guardian, where it was in development and then kind of went away for a while and now it's come back in, full earnest.
In 2077, they voted my city the worst place to live in America.
At least you win at something.
Main issues, sky-high rate of violence, and more people living below the poverty line than anywhere else.
This says game engine footage, are you kidding me?
What?
It says game engine footage earlier.
No way.
This city's always got a promise for you. Might be a lie, an illusion, but it's there, just around the corner. And it keeps you going.
Blade Runner 24/7.
It's a city of dreams. And I'm a big dreamer.
What? Very cool.
I don't know how much I can buy that does all in-game footage. That's a really sophisticated amount of detail for that being, unless that's the PC version of it. Like, that's a lot of detail. I mean, I suppose the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X are a lot more sophisticated than the first version of those systems, but still, like, that's a lot going on. For it to be that smooth and how much detail's in the frame, I'm like, gosh, that's... For some reason, I'm getting that kind of Watch Dogs feel, even though Watch Dogs was set closer to a modern era. This is obviously well into the future. There's some kind of hacker aspect to this game. It's still not quite clear what the gameplay is going to be, but I would imagine computer hacking and stuff is going to be a big element here.
I get a sense of there maybe being some sort of like criminal underworld.
Yeah, of course.
There's just so much going on in the background in every single frame of this. I'm just wondering like what it all means. People kind of with their tether or whatever, making them explode. It's like all very dark looking and weird. Like what's going on? Who are these really strange looking characters and how is that gonna interplay with the story?
Well, the idea is that you have a lot of characters or a lot of people. A certain part of the populace is now just fully cyborg. Like you had that woman who was doing her eyelashes, then the camera pulled away and you just saw like a gaping hole where her mouth would be.
Yeah, that was so weird.
But you saw inside it was all robotic stuff, right? She wasn't human, but she was behaving like a human. I think the idea is that technology just advances so quickly once we crack AI that now you have people walking around that are fully, cybernetic.
Or humans who have just added more and
it's
more
all of it.
robotic parts.
You're covering the gamut, I would imagine. What were we just watching the other day?
Upgrade.
It was Upgrade, wasn't it? Where you have, people who are part robot, part human.
Yeah.
And they talk about this a lot on science TV shows where you reach a certain threshold and it becomes questionable whether you're still human because so much of you has been replaced by computer technology of some kind to sustain your
life
way of living, your quality of life. The whole thing with extending your life is not just making you live longer, but increasing your quality of life.
Right.
Or sustaining your quality of life for a longer period of time. Cybernetic enhancements is probably the most efficient way to get you there. It's totally conceivable that by 2077, the code will unlock to extending human life, and you have things like this happening where it's just kind of unprecedented.
I love the little blurb that they wrote here on their YouTube page. Watch the E3 trailer for Cyberpunk 2077, the role-playing game of the dark future. You definitely get that.
What's interesting is they're calling it a dark future, even though it looks a lot more hypnotic and lively than a lot of games that are set well into the future. where
like-
it's post-apocalyptic.
But it does have that sense of like criminality and weirdness about it.
Yeah, but I mean, not any more than we have today, I would imagine. I think the people who were getting, like, who were freaking out because they were tethered were getting hacked. That's the most sensible conclusion I can reach there without more information. Obviously, the level of detail this world is being given is fascinating. It's a very compelling universe that they're building. I just want to see some gameplay footage now. I want to see what actually happens when you're playing the game. If that really maintains that consistently, like Grand Theft Auto 5, where you know, you're walking around, you can see all this stuff happening all the time with that level of detail. That's a fat ass horse pill to swallow, man. Like I have to see that to believe it. I want to see if that's consistent on PS4 and Xbox One X, because that's bananas. I am a skeptic. I am doubting this until I see it for myself in my home system. So thanks so much for hanging out with us. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Be honest, be verbose, pros and cons. Are you still excited for this? I'm Jaby Koay. This is
Achara, KIRK.
Peace out.